Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another video. In July, about a year ago, I made a video called Anthem Trailer Analysis. And now we actually have the Anthem demo because it was released last weekend and I literally played for the entire weekend. I have a lot to say about this game. A lot of really good things. A couple things that need to be changed or need to be made better. But yeah, let's get right into it. Like I already said, the demo released last weekend and ended last weekend, so it only lasted for about 3 days. If you guys played it, I'd like to know what you guys thought, so just tell me in the comments. You will be allowed to play the full version of Anthem on February 22nd if you pre-order, but the people who played the VIP demo will be able to play the full version on February 15th. And people who played the VIP demo were also able to access all 4 types of javelins during the open demo last weekend. Some people say that this is already an example of EA favoring people who pay extra money, but I don't think so, and EA has already said multiple times that there will be no microtransactions that will give players an advantage over other players. Playing the demo last weekend was really fun, but you're going to need a pretty beefy computer if you want to run the game at ultra settings above 60 frames per second. I have a GTX 1080 and an i7 6700K, and I was just barely hitting 60 frames all the time. This is partly because the game looks so freaking good. The gameplay itself is really smooth, although there are a couple things for PC that I noticed that could be made better. One of those things is flying. I think that the flying controls, they are good and they're pretty easy to use. I think they could be made a lot better just by fixing a couple sensitivity issues I found while I was going underwater and while I was flying slowly. When it comes to combat, the movement is very fluid and all the enemies seem to be fairly balanced against your javelin. Abilities are self-explanatory and easy to use, but I would recommend remapping them to your mouse buttons if you have that option. Now, when you first start off the game, you are presented with the choice of 4 different javelins. The first javelin is the Ranger. This javelin is a well-rounded javelin that has average abilities. The second javelin is the Colossus. Now, this is a tank with a lot of firepower, but really low agility. The next javelin is a Storm, which is sort of a mage type, and it casts spells and primes targets for other javelins to attack. It's also slow and not very good at melee attacks, and it has low health. And then the last javelin is the Interceptor. This javelin is a fast, agile javelin that is very good at melee, but like the Storm, it doesn't really have that much health. So now you guys may have noticed, but each one of those javelins is highly customizable. You can change everything from the armor and the paint to the abilities and specials of your javelin, and EA is advertising this a lot because they want to allow the player to make the javelin sort of their own in a way. Now, I think this is really cool because EA has also talked about, I think I've already mentioned this in this video, but EA has also talked about how the only microtransactions in this game are going to be cosmetics, and I think that's a really good idea because, as everybody knows, the whole Star Wars Battlefront 2 thing and a couple Battlefield games have all been destroyed by the fact that it's pay to win. That being said, I think this game is really necessary for EA because they have a really bad rep right now, and this game could change that for them. Now, there are 3 main modes for this game. The first mode will be the story, which you will have to complete in order to access the free play mode. This is a BioWare game, so people are expecting a lot when it comes to the story. Most of the character development will be taking place in Fort Tarsus. Fort Tarsus is a place for your javelin to engage with NPCs and buy parts and new weapons. There will be certain NPCs that are necessary for the story that will only be in Fort Tarsus. The rest of the story will happen in the huge open world where you and your friends can do missions and progress into the story further. I'm pretty sure that there will also be some NPCs that will accompany you on missions in the outside world as well. Once you have completed this story, there will be an end game where you have full access to the free play and do missions anywhere on the map. This is also where players will spend most of their time looting and leveling up their javelins. There are also worldwide events that will occur in some places on the map that you will be able to go to and participate in. These events are things like Shaper Storms, Scorpion Invasions, and more. The map is enormous. So the last game mode will be Strongholds. So Strongholds are things that have different levels of difficulty which you can choose from, and they're scattered throughout the map. You and your friends can engage and enter these strongholds to gain XP and loot. There isn't very much else that we know about strongholds at the moment, but we will definitely know more about them soon. Something that you might want to do would be to educate yourself a little bit on the story of Anthem. This can just be by watching the videos on YouTube posted by Anthem's official YouTube account. This is definitely not necessary, but it might be beneficial for you to understand the plot of the game. Again, I'm not gonna do this yet, but it just seemed like a good idea. Yeah, I'm really excited for the release of Anthem. I think it's gonna be a really fun game, and you guys can expect a lot of videos when it comes out. So anyway, rumor has it that some Halo Infinite news is gonna be released soon. You guys will definitely see a video on that, and I can't wait for Anthem to come out. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.